Greg and I have had a blast training this module over the last 2 decades. We've trained it in Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies, mom and pop shops, faith-based organizations, all the way to interpersonal relationships between a husband and wife. The principles that you'll learn through this next module can be applied to any industry. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, there are 2 different definitions that we have to cover. First of all, a feature. A feature is simply a characteristic of a person, place, or thing. It describes it. For example, you can see I have my companion over here. This is Max. He has a real healthy self-esteem, so don't worry when I start to describe Max. He's quite okay. As you can see here, a feature of Max would be that Max is bald. He has a big nose, a big mouth, and he's certainly uniquely dressed. So in your form, you'll see a side where it says features. You could list those qualities as descriptives of Max. He's bald, he has a big nose, he has a big mouth, and he's certainly uniquely dressed. You can see he even has the top hat and the whip. Certainly something we probably aren't going to wear out in public. Those are just simply descriptions that describe our product. Now with that, one of the things that we like to do in this module, and if you were here, I would begin to say, okay, put your thinking cap on. When you think about the quality or the characteristic of being bald, what would be a benefit? What's in it for Max? How does that profit him? How does that help him? So being bald, if we put our thinking cap on and be a little bit creative, we might say that it's going to save you time and save you money, right? You don't have as much product that you have to purchase. You don't have as much time in the morning that you're going to have to spend. Another feature of Max we talked about was his big nose. So again, put on that creative thought. And what would you say is a great benefit to having a big nose? Well, you might say, okay, so you could smell better. So Max has a bald head, a big nose, and a big mouth. What would be a great benefit to having a big mouth? Well, some people say you have a great smile. Or it could be that people are going to hear what you have to say. So on the right-hand side, underneath the benefit column, next to the big mouth, on the benefit portion, write in, having a big mouth would help you to be heard over others. Finally, the last quality that we're going to zero in on with Max is that Max is uniquely dressed. So as we think about what is a benefit to being uniquely dressed, again, getting a little bit creative, getting out there a little bit, having some fun, we might discern that a benefit to being uniquely dressed would be that it gets you noticed in a crowd. So as I call you on the telephone, if you were here and I would say ring, ring, and you answered the phone, not changing any voice inflection, not changing anything about my product, Max is still who Max is. If I call you and I say, hey, I have a brand new product here that's going to make you bald, give you a big nose, a big mouth, and you're going to be uniquely dressed, would you like to hear more about it? Probably not, at least if you're normal. On the other side, if I call you and I zero in on what's in it for you, how this product might help you or profit you or add value to your life. And again, no change in my voice inflection, just simply call and say, hey, we have a brand new product here. It's going to save you time, save you money. It's going to make you smell better. People are going to want to hear what you have to say, and you're going to stand out head and shoulders above others in a crowd. You're going to be a person that people will notice. Would you like to hear more? Obviously, again, we're selling Max, and the product that you have is hopefully a whole lot better than this guy. So as you think about it, think about your ideal client. Think about the person that you're going to be talking to on the other end of the phone, or the person that you're going to be communicating your product or your service to. What are their needs? What is it that they long for? What do they need? How could your product help to meet that need? So as you go to do this exercise and you begin to list out the features to your product or your service, begin to think about your client. There are universal qualities that every single person longs for, and that is significance. People long for savings, they long for security, provision, profit, value. Those are some good starting points, but again, put on your thinking cap, get a little bit of creative, and think about the person you're going to be talking with. what are their needs, and what's in it for them. And as you list out those features on the left-hand side, get really creative about how that product, that feature, and the benefit of how it's going to impact your client.